I showed you a very basic implementation example. I had predefined zones on the A10. I just used BGP in order to move over there. We could take that to the next level because Flowmon knows exactly what's going on in the network, and it knows exactly what the attack looks like in that specific moment. We could imagine a world where there is no pre-configured countermeasure for that specific attack, but we want to react anyway. You could call your NOC, they could deploy a filter configuration on the A10. Unfortunately, if there's no configuration on the A10, it will drop all the traffic, even the good traffic for that specific prefixes. So you'll have to put some configuration in there before the redirect happens. What we could do is, we could dynamically add zone, object, IP prefix configuration, and the countermeasures we want to put there on the fly. What we do is, Flowmon gives us all of the information about the attack. Flowmon has, as you remember, a scripting hook, which could just ingest all of that information. A10 has a very versatile API, which can take every bit and piece of information you need in order to configure a specific countermeasure. So what we actually do is we provide a bit of glue, a bit of scripting, in order to get that information and program the A10 TPS on the fly. And of course, still we need to redirect traffic to the scrubbing center, but I failed to mention that before. The actions you have seen in the Flowmon list, you could do all of them in parallel. You're not limited to do a single one of them, you could just do all of them. So you could do the redirect, you could program the A10, and everything is fine. I've not prepared a use case for that because it's a bit more complicated to show in order to program. And the beauty here is Flowmon not only gives hook when an alarm starts, it also gives you a hook when the alarm ends, so you can clean up afterwards and remove it. Otherwise you would end up with thousands of zones or configurations on the A10, which doesn't work at all. So finally, what do we as Xantaro do in this solution? Well, quite a bit. We know how to prepare and design the network in order to put these devices in there in the first place. I told you it's not an easy thing to put the scrubbing device into your network. I've done that for multiple networks, and it's always a challenge, especially if no MPLS is involved, if multiple roles I just showed you are converged to a single router. If you're using one router, which is your internet gateway, your customer gateway, and your kind of core system, you get troubles in order to get your traffic in and back out of these solutions. We know how to do that. I myself have done that for the last 3 years with multiple customers. Also, we know how to work with what Flowmon throws at us, the script hooks. We are basically engaged with the guys since, I believe, for about 2 years. We are in contact with the developers of Flowmon. We even managed to get some additional features being made, we just needed in order to build these solutions. We know how to program the A10. We were working with the API in various projects before. And first and for all, we know how to take Lego bricks, the vendor solutions, and integrate them into a product or an end-to-end solution. Because for you, it wouldn't be worth anything if you just have 2 isolated devices. Well, it's cool that they have scripting capabilities, but somebody has to do the actual scripting and has to do the integration and make it work into your network. And you probably don't always have the resources to do it yourself, so that's where we come into play. And in the end, what's probably more important from operations perspective is we can provide break and fix service for these kind of solutions, because we will be we will be your supplier for that solution, and in the back end we will have a look that it's serviceable, and we can design the end-to-end solution so you can actually get a DDoS mitigation solution in the end and not just 2 building blocks. What I didn't cover in that solution so far is the overflow to cloud-based mitigations, but it's pretty simple to integrate. We just haven't found the right partner yet. We are starting the discussion with VeriSign, right? Basically, we've started it a couple of weeks ago, otherwise he wouldn't be here. But that would be the logical next step. We have script hooks. We can just decide whether that's a specific use case for using cloud-based mitigation. For example, if traffic capacity exceeds your scrubbing capacity of your on-premise appliance, it's an easy choice to make. Just move it to the cloud. If it's below a specific level, just do on-site scrubbing. Even if the attack pattern changes, you get updates from the Flowmon solution every now and then, and you can just move it to the cloud once you see that the problem has escalated in any kind of form. That's about all I have prepared. If there are any questions, I'm fine to answer them. If there are any interests in any of the solutions I just briefly mentioned, come talk to me later. We'll be here for the evening event as well. So if there's anything else I can do for you, I will be there. And otherwise, yeah, any questions to what I just presented?